Welcome to this look at a week's worth of mods in one go with me, MrSealyp. It's Sunday the 25th of April. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Last week, some of you may be aware, I was away for the entire week, didn't do a single video, didn't do a single mod review. Last week was the week that was because Giants announced that FS22 is going to be coming this autumn. That was announced on Thursday the 22nd. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to go back, I'm going to look at the week in mods. As you can see in front of us, these are all the mods that released last week from the 19th to the 23rd of April. Now, this is going to be unlike my normal mod reviews. I'm not going to be talking about the updates. There are way too many of them to go through. I'm going to whiz through and I'm going to be stopping at the odd one that for me stood out. Just ones personally that stood out for me over the course of the week, but this is going to be a rattle through the mods. This is not going to be like a normal mod review. Apologies if anyone's upset about that. But I wasn't intending to do this. I just thought, you know what, why not? So I've got everything out in front of me. Starting off, we have got the Old Scarecrow by Kazani 317, 0.26 megabytes download, one slot on console. This you'll find in decorations, and I find it particularly creepy. I don't know why, it just something about it is a little bit creepy. Next, we have also got by Kazani 317, the Dog Without Doghouse, 0.16 megabytes download, one slot on console. This you'll find under Animal Pens, although, like I say, there isn't a pen, you just put that down and the dog just appears. Then we have got Gate Pack. This is by And Sun Games. This is 3.73 megabytes download, four slots on console. There are three different, they're identical gates, just in different colours. Just there. Next, we have got the Garage with Workshop by Bzemek 23433, 7.53 megabytes download, 16 slots on console. I'm not talking about prices or anything like that. Like I say, I'm going to stop on the odd one here or there, but this is just a whiz through. It has a workshop just there. It's a garage with a workshop. Next, we have got the Cowshed with Garage. This one I'm going to linger a little bit longer on because there was a couple of things that just kind of stood out for me. We have got the garage section under here. Milk Point just there. We come around to the other end. This was what kind of stood out, and I thought it was quite interesting to linger on, just personally. So you got these. They don't actually work, unfortunately, which would be really cool. But for mucking out, you've got these sections in here, and you kind of, whether it's done by winch or you pull on the cables, or I'm not quite sure how you would do it in real life, but it drags through, pulls the muck out, up that little ramp and dumps it all in there. Then you pull it all the way back in again. I thought that was rather cool. So this is the Cowshed with Garage by Leo. It holds 20 cows, 26.06 megabytes download, 31 slots on console. Yeah, something a bit different. As you saw when we went through here, there is a ladder, so there is a hayloft of sorts. We've got a couple of doors there. We've got one there as well. Yeah, a couple there as well for putting bales in if you want to. Next up, we have got, these are all Mondays mods for the 19th. We have got the Polish Farm Buildings by Raphael 5211, 17.75 megabytes download. We've got a cow building that will hold 40 cows, is 17 slots. We've got a chicken building coop that will hold 100 chickens, 20 slots. There are a couple of chickens knocking about. I just got a few to see how far they would wander. And then we have got this one here, which is a workshop, as you can see down the end. So all three of those come in that package. Cow and chicken pens you'll find under Animal Pens. This you will find under, I think it's miscellaneous. Pretty sure it's miscellaneous, the workshop. Just there. As far as machinery and equipment goes, we have got the John Deere, what was it? Front loader with tools by Marcelu 22, 5.34 megabytes download. A selection of slots. I don't think I've got the slot counts for everything. I think I tried to. But these are like 1s and 2s and 3s. There's a couple of front loader attachers and then the bits that go with that by Marcelu 22. Next we've got the Lizard Transport Box by SoSci or SoC modding, 2.8 megabytes download, one slot on console. This will go onto a tow bar so we can have pickups and things like that. You can put egg boxes and things like that in it. You can have it with or without the plastic tray. That would be your choice. Next up, we have got the Animal Transporter by Zynos LP Privat Sammy, 1.27 megabytes download, one slot on console. That you'll find under Animal Transport. transportation. Pretty sure it was. Then we've got this. Now, this is one I'm going to linger on a little bit more, only because it was something that stood out, and I thought, oh, that's an interesting thing. This is the John Deere 520 Flail mower, 8.7 megabytes to download, 7 slots on console, 6.1 meters wide. It's by AW Modding, Perma Modding, ABP Team, Pascal 123, and FS Modding. We're going to mow with that in just a second. Now, it does say that it mows and cross cuts and puts everything so fine it doesn't actually leave grass behind. When I first saw it, I thought that's going to be so cool, nice and wide. We will have a quick look, but that doesn't actually put the grass down, unfortunately. But I've just suddenly remembered I forgot a couple just here. So this is still on Mondays. This is the Mass 600 and 900 kilogram, which is that one there. You can have it at 600 or 900 kilogram. Tons of detail on that. And then we've got the front box just there. This is by Cyril Modding, 88, 1.59 megabytes download, 3 slots for the weight, 1 slot for the front box. You can have it with or without the 3-point link. So if you have it as a rear weight, you can have a 3-point link, or front. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, nice looking mod. So we're going to grab the Flail mower. You'll find this under mowers. Like I say, I'm not going into a lot of detail on all of them. I'm just the ones that stood out for me. I know I'm going to keep repeating myself, but apologies. 520 Flail mower, 33,868 to buy, 120 horsepower required. It doesn't fold up or anything. It runs at 11 miles per hour. It's one of those weird situations that I've always, if I cut grass, I want the grass left behind. If I'm doing a garden or something like that, or doing a kind of mowing job for a storyline, then maybe not. Turn it on. So I'll cut the grass and doesn't leave anything behind. Nice and wide. But it's always been that kind of thing. If you want that, but don't want grass left behind, you're almost better off having a flat grass texture if you wanted to. But like I say, that just stood out to me. It was a little bit interesting, something a bit different. So I thought I'd have a quick look. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for Monday. Turn that off. And it's this over here. It's the Kirkling Jockey 600 by ARM Team. 14.53 megabytes download, 15 slots on console. This is a 6-meter seeder. It's also a direct drill, nicely detailed. This is another one I'm just going to linger on just a little bit longer, only because we get a lot of smaller seeders. Some of the big ones. This is the sort of mid-range as a 6-meter one, but I quite like this. This you'll find under seeders. The Jockey 600, 44 grand to buy, 2,800 litre capacity. It will do your main seeding types. It's not a fertilizer as well. Runs at 11 miles per hour, requires 160 horsepower, and as I said, it's 6 meters wide. We can change the main color to anything on that palette, rim color to anything on that palette, design color, changes the cover. So we've got now, so the cover is now pink. We've got Trelleborg or Michelin, Cargo XBib or XBib HF tyre options. Those are your choices. So a nice smooth animation for unfolding. Turn it on, drop it down. Very nice indeed. The Kirkling Jockey 600 by ARM Team. We're on to Tuesday's mods now. We start off with the decorative bushes. They are these just here. 0.43 megabytes download. They are 5 slots each on console. There are 4 of them. You'll find them under decoration. Sorry. These are by Caspio. Like I say, they're under decoration. They do have a collision on them, so you can't drive through them or anything like that. Decorative bushes. Next, we've got the medium garage, 1.96 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. This by M9C Halleck, or McHalleck, I'm never quite sure. That's under sheds. We have got the large enclosed shed. It's 5.31 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. This by Sandhill Modding. Door this end, door that end, lights on the inside, nice and bright. Not bad sized building, like I say, that's under sheds. We have got this. This is very nicely detailed. I like the look of this a lot. This is the Ermo Diablo SPEV pack. 13.66 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. This by SMI Modding Team. It's under ploughs. There is a 3.5 metre, a 4.5 metre, a 5.5 metre. Minimum requirement on this is a 400 horsepower, but it is very nicely detailed. That's in transport mode. It opens out to one side. You can turn the plough. Very nice indeed. Now, what also drops on Tuesday, which was then followed up on Wednesday by another one, we'll have a look on Wednesdays, was the sheep husbandry with straw and manure by Age Star. 1.47 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. To place this, it will hold 500 sheep. And unlike the sheep we've had before, the dialogue box is just here. Straw goes in here for bedding, meaning they will produce manure. Water trough is just there. Feed trough is just there. As you've already seen, there's a pallet already appeared for wool. I didn't have any manure at the last time I checked in, but it should appear just in here. I was a bit concerned because when I read the sort of write-up of it, the information was it needed to be used on PC, but it did allow me to put straw in, and all the stuff is here for manure, so that should be absolutely fine. You'll find this under animal pens, right in the end. Sheep pasture, 195 grand to buy. Slot count will drop down from, it was quite low anyway, wasn't it? 13 down to 1. Cool. That's Tuesdays. We're on to Wednesdays. Now, Wednesday's mods start with, we have a chainsaw by Gamer HZS FSH. It's the MS661C 1.8 megabyte download, one slot on console. I haven't actually got one. It's 1,100 to buy. You'll find it under tools and chainsaws. It's a longer chainsaw. I did have a go with it when it came out last week when I was away. I just thought I'd have a quick look, and it didn't cut the trees any quicker. But it's another alternative to have as a chainsaw. Then we have got the, actually, where is it? Oh, we'll have a look at those in just a moment. We have got the log cabins by Omatana. There are 3 in this pack. There is a decorative one, which is this one here, under decorations. There's under miscellaneous, a one you can place for earning money. That will pay out 100 on easy, 80 on normal, 60 on hard, 10.38 megabytes download. There is also a sleep trigger one. I can only have one sleep trigger on the map, and there are a few that came out this week, so I haven't got the sleep trigger one down, but they all look exactly the same. Nicely detailed on the inside too. Got some interesting rooms. You can have it as a little holiday let with a little kind of upstairs sleeping area there as well. Very nice indeed by Omatana. These are 8 slots each for all 3 of those. We have got the outbuilding with garage, 11.64 megabytes download, 14 slots on console by Leo. That's under sheds. Next up, I'm going to linger on this because I love it. I think it looks brilliant. This is the old German barn by Zaka Purek. 20.61 megabytes download. It's 34 slots, but you can absolutely see why. The detailing on this is phenomenal. The texturing and everything I really, really like. Again, something a little bit different. There's no lighting in it. It's an old barn, but even inside, it looks incredible. Look, broken wall there, and fantastic. And then we come around the side, we have got like a fire escape stair. Well, fire escape before fire escapes. A set of stairs going up to the hayloft, just in here, with an opening the other end for putting bales in and out if you want to. But I really like the look of that. This you'll find under sheds as well. But very cool indeed. What also we got on Wednesday were, this is under weights. This is the agricultural convoy pallet, 0.29 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. This is by Sphinx. It is a weight, and you can do it if you're doing kind of agricultural convoys. You can have it with the fire extinguisher on the back, on the front, or not at all. You can change the colour of the sign. You can have an old pallet and a new pallet with that. We've got a set of trailers. These are the Metaltech TS14 and 14,000 by Mat26, 12.77 megabytes download. The smaller TS14, which is that one, you can have in 2 capacities. You can have it as a 14,000 litre and 18,000 litre, 13 slots. This one you can have as a 14,000 or a 19,000 litre, and that's 9 slots. A couple of extra details here and there on that. We also got this, the Case IH Axial Flow Series by Shardy. 13.75 megabytes download, 14 slots on console, a nicely detailed case harvester. A little bit like the 1660 we've got already. You can have this as a 1660 or a 1680, which changes the horsepower on it. But yeah, very nicely detailed harvester. Which brings me on to, like I said, we got one on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we got the chicken husbandry with straw and manure. This also by Age Star. This will hold 400 chickens, 0.91 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. You'll find it under Animal Pens. Feed trigger is just there. Dialogue box is there. Egg boxes should spawn there when I start to get some. Manure should come into there, but again, the same as the other one. I haven't got any manure come yet, and I've sped up time a little bit. And the bit round here is where you put your straw in or straw pellets. I found with the sheep one and with this one, you had to be a little bit closer over to the fence to get the trigger to come up. But I like the idea of now to get manure and stuff from your chickens and from your sheep. That's why I kind of lingered over those two a little bit more. I think that might be Wednesday's covered, I think. We've got quite a lot for Thursday, so bear with. Did I just say bear with? How embarrassing. Bear with me. Now, I'll show you the first one because I can't actually put that down. Now, there was something called the Happy Big Horse Farm by LSMI modding team. Stefan, I think it's been removed. Couldn't find it. It was definitely there on Thursday, but it has disappeared. The other thing we got was under placeables, there was under farmhouses, the Modern House. The Modern House is by Kazani 317, 11.65 megabytes download, 31 slots on console, and that is a sleep trigger. As you can see, the Omatana sleep trigger is there as well. I couldn't place them both, unfortunately. We also got the Polish Barn, 10.57 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. This is by M9C Halleck. This is under sheds. Larger section this side, drive-through doors. This one is smaller sections into there. We have got these two, which were the old barn. There's old barn and old barn with a side shed on it. 34 slots and 33 slots. This is by, was it Adex on and Consi TV. 24.64 megabytes download. You'll find both of these under sheds as well. Drive-throughs. There are lights there. Like I said, I'm not hanging around. I'm not dwindling on hunting light switches and stuff like this. It's just to get through them as quickly as I possibly can. That was the buildings for Thursday, but we had a few more bits of machinery on Thursday. Starting off with, I'm going to linger on this. This is the interactive manure spreaders by TF 2020 mods. These are a range of the base model muck spreaders, but the difference with these is they can be unloaded. The standard in-game ones don't allow you to unload. This will allow you to unload into storage, into sell points, or onto the ground if you want to. They work just like the regular ones, and they are set up just like the regular ones. The slot counts do vary. It's 11.8 megabytes download on this, but I like the idea of being able to unload. That does make life a little bit easier. If we go to manure spreaders, we've got the standard one, the Farm Tech, the Samson, the SLC 141 and the Flex 23 Samson. If we scroll across, we've got then the modded versions. It does say in the writing there, this manure spreader can be unloaded anywhere if the unloading point is not blocked by another object. Unloading at sales points and storage is also possible. So if you want to unload those manure spreaders, you absolutely can, and we've got them in the Farm Tech, the SLC 141, the Samson SP 1417, the Flex 23, and we've got the PS 3401 Stroutman. So all the base game ones just converted to be able to unload. Very nice indeed. We have got the Roush Axis. This is a fertilizer and or lime spreader by AgroSeba. 1.88 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. You can have it as a 900 litre, 1400, 1900, 2400 or 2900 litre. It extends up as you go. You can also adjust the spread width from 15 to 18 to 21 to 24 metres. Not on the go. You have to go into a workshop to be able to do that. Nicely made fertiliser or lime spreader by AgroSeba. We've got the John Deere Draper 645FD header by Chris, I'll get it wrong again, and the Wojtek 23 slots, 6.84 megabytes download. You'll find this under headers Why have we got another one of these? We've got a couple of these already, I think. Difference with this has got the foldable wheels that the big case header and the New Holland header have. We've now got a John Deere one, which has got the built-in header trailer, which I quite like. That makes that a little bit easier for shifting around. That's by Krashichu. Sorry, the voice text because I'm rushing. That's under head, but it's not because I'm rushing, it's because I get it wrong every single time. Then we've got the Lizard Forest Trailer, 8.18 megabytes download, 16 slots on console. This is by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. This under forestry equipment. This is not a semi-trailer, this has got a trailer hitch. It does have tension straps on it. There are a few different options for trailers, but you'll find this under forestry equipment. Very nice. We've then got the Massey Ferguson 5400 pack. This is by DMG Mert, 9.11 megabytes download, 15 slots each on console. And there are two. They take alternate numbers with regards to horsepower increments. This one only goes up to 105 horsepower. That goes up to 112, I think. It's got a slightly larger engine bay. That's more of the drop nose. Nicely made, nicely detailed. A few different options for tyres on those. There are no opening doors and windows, I don't think. But yes, very nice indeed. By DMG Mert. Did I say 9.11 megabytes download? You'll find those under... Actually, I'm going to need to check. I think it was medium tractors. No, it might be small. Under small tractors, 72 grand for the base models. Next, we have got this. This is the John Deere 1630 and tools. This is by ARM Team, 12.17 megabytes download. So we get the small 1630 John Deere tractor, which I like. I'm going to talk about that sound in just a moment. And it comes with a set of front loader tools, the 910 Stoll front loader attacher. Then we've got a bale spike, manure bucket grab. Hang on. Manure fork. That's what happens when I try and rush through them and forget the names of things. Pallet fork and bucket. These you'll all find under front loader attachments. This is really nice. It's what was it for the actual tractor? See, I said I didn't write some down. I didn't write it down. Seven slots for that, and a various array of like ones and twos, and not very much slot count on those. That noise, as soon as I hooked up the front loader, it started making that noise, like you're lifting, raising or lowering the front loader. I got out of it, I turned the engine off, I came away, came back, and it's still making the noise. It's a nice little tractor. As you can see, rear window opens, door opens. There are a couple of tyre choice options, not too many. But that's the John Deere 1630 and tools by ARM Team. Next, we have got the Sugar Beet Harvester Pack. This is by AAA Modding. Handwriting again. AAA Modding, 23.24 megabytes download. We have got the Score 1, which is the topper, 3 meters wide, 20 slots. We've got the Score 2, which is the harvester unit, which goes on the back. That's 6 slots, also 3 meters. They run together, and that will drop your sugar beet on the floor. Then we've got this collector. Now, the detail on these is fantastic. I mean, don't get me wrong, absolutely love it. There is a minor drawback to all of this. I think that looks amazing. That's the Hue Super. That's 14 slots, and that's your collector. Now, it does say, actually, in the mod hub itself, referring to these, and I've lost it. So yeah, the drawback that I can see is it says for best experience it's suggested to use it in multiplayer. The problem being that will top, that will harvest, drop it on the floor. Now, there are various different things you can use for collecting, and that's fine. This is designed to be trailed behind something else. It picks it up and then loads into something else. So it's an auger type thing. Will pick up conveyor belt that will load into something else. The problem is, without Follow Me, which you have on PC, because it does say for single player gameplay, please use the Follow Me mod, which we don't have on console. So You have to do unload here and it will unload into whatever you want to unload into, but you need to collect on the go, which means really that is only going to be of use on multiplayer, for doing multiplayer sugar beet harvesting. For a single player game mode on console, that's not really going to help very much, which is a bit of a pity because I like it. I think these are really, really well detailed, really nice, but that's going to be a multiplayer tool, unfortunately, until potentially ever we get Follow Me on console, if the scripting gets added into the base game. Coding. We've got we've got two mods actually. We've got the Mad Personal Lighting by Mantrid. We're going to have a look at that last because we need it to be dark to have a look at that. 0.12 megabytes download, and there are a few different light tools that we can buy. Then we've also got, bear with me, we've got all of these. This is the John Deere X748 pack, 29.36 megabytes download. This is by JA Modding. For the tractor, which is like a ride-on lawnmower compact tractor, is 23 slots, and this comes with an absolute load of equipment. Now, one of the reasons I'm going to linger on this, I like the idea that with this you can be a garden farmer. And what I mean by that is not even a small holding. If you've got a little garden, I say little garden, a plot of land, something fairly small, with this and the equipment that comes with it, you could set yourself up a small farming operation. You could sell a few bits and bobs. You could use this as a build-up in a storyline or whatever you want to do, because this comes with a bit of everything. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. So we've got the actual tractor itself, ride-on mower. There's an aerator you can use as a cultivator with some concrete kind of cinder block type things in the back of it. We have got the broadcast spreader. Now that isn't for seed, that's for fertilising. So you can do solid fertiliser, you can do manure, I think that does lime as well. Only a small capacity, but it's trailed and it flings it all at the back. We've got a front loader attacher that goes with this, the 640R. There's a leveller, kind of snow plough-esque type bit of kit that comes with this. We've also got this little 3,000 litre trailer. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got a bucket that goes with the front loader attacher. There's a little plough that comes with it. We've got the mower deck, which goes underneath, and you kind of actually drive over those black strips. You kind of drive over it and then clip it on. It's got the mower decks, and then you've got these two, which are the grass collectors, but these actually come under loading wagons. One's only about 890 litres, this one, which is like a garden's just picking up from your lawn. This one's a little bit more. That holds 3,000 litres, believe it or not. It's a brilliant, brilliant little pack. I just like I say, the whole idea in my head of that, you could have a little farm going and just sell your produce to your friends and neighbours and that kind of thing. It's just bounces around in my head. So, like I say, we're going to linger on this a little bit more. The tractor is found under small tractors. Options on this. So, it's 11,578 for the base model. It's a 60 horsepower, runs at 15 miles per hour. We can have, zoom in a little bit, on the front we've got iron grid. We can have a back weight on there. We can go front weight with iron grill grid, back weight with iron grid, and then back, or without any, then back to iron grid. I think I'm going to go for that to start off with. Then we've got attachers standard, which is a normal trailer hitch. Then we've got a 3-point link hydraulic thing on the back there. Then we've got front loader attacher, yes or no. So if you want to have the front loader on that, and that's going to bring it to 14,578 for a few changes on that. That's your base model. If we go to equipment, so under front loaders, we've got the 640R, which is the front loader section on that, 5,400. No options available. We've got the Lamina, which is the kind of plough blade. It does say missing function leveller. And then we've got the Concha, which is only a 400 litre bucket, but it takes pretty much everything. It's only supposed to be a small scale thing. Again, no options on those. Get them just like that. If we go to our fertiliser technology, we've got the broadcast spreader, and that will do, solid fertiliser, lime, or it will do manure, which is pretty cool. Runs at 12 miles an hour. It only holds 500 litres and spreads to 2.3 metres, but it's just, I just love all the additions. We've then got under, where are the other bits? Under mowers. Under mowers, we've got the X748 mower, 2,800 to buy, 30 horsepower required. It's only 1 metre wide. Again, no options. You get the mower deck. Under loading wagons, We've got the bushel bagger, which is the larger one, does 3,000 litres. It will do straw and it will do silage and various different things as well, which is pretty cool. Also 1 metre, comes on a pallet when you first get it, but then when you disconnect it, it just puts it on the floor. Then we've got the lawn sweeper, which is 890 litres. And that's, like I say, that's just pretty much for collecting, but they're under loading wagons if you're trying to find those. What else have I missed? Bushel bagger. Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Under ploughs, we've got the DH 1048 1048, 1,300 by 1 metre wide, 45 horsepower. The slot counts on these are 5s, 6s and 7s, nothing horrendous. I think the cultivators are 9, which I think is the highest of all of these bits of equipment. The mower deck was only 3 slots. The bucket and the plough blade were 5. The bushel bagger was 6. So nothing horrendous. Again, no options. 1 metre wide little plough. Under disc harrows, we've got the spike aerator, 2,760 to buy, requires 10 horsepower, and that will cultivate. Again, no options on that. And then I think lastly, under trailers, we've got the 17P, which is the actual trailer, 3,000 litre capacity, takes pretty much everything. Again, no options on that. So what we'll do, no particular order, we'll hook up to the aerator. First person looks like this. Lights, horn, drop it down. Like I say, the ones I'm focusing on, the ones that for me stood out over the week, as I went through to look and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And, you know, there's a few different bits and bobs here and there that I liked. So front loader attached. That's got the kind of leveler, dozer blade for pushing or doing whatever you want to. Down the back, we'll hook up the broadcast spreader. I've got manure in it. Turn it on. It runs at a good 12 miles an hour. It runs out pretty quick, as you can see, but if you're only doing this on a small plot, like in a garden type situation, it wouldn't matter if you had to fill up 2 or 3 times if you're doing a small plot. But that's pretty cool, like that. Hop out. The trailer, it's got a nice suspension on this as well, the trailer. Unloading, as you might expect from a trailer. That's cool. So we've got another front loader. This one has got the bucket on. Works pretty much like a bucket, doesn't anything else. So this is the sort of setup I'd love to have. I can't afford to get an actual tractor, but I think something like this would be absolutely brilliant. You could save up and every now and again get yourself some new attachments for, and you know, do a bit of kind of toy farming. This one's a plough. You can create fields with this if you want to, if you're feeling particularly crazy. But if you're going to plough up the little bit of ground you've got, saves doing it by hand or using a little handheld rotavator. And we go to the mower section. So I've got mower deck there, same over there. Now these collectors that go on the back, we'll just drive over that, hook it up. These collectors, you can mow first then go and collect afterwards, or you can mow and collect at the same time. That's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do is turn on the mower, drop it down. I've already, because the back section works like a loading wagon, I've turned it on and lowered it already. So as I cut, we run at 9 miles an hour. As you can see, it is filling up. This will hold 3,000 litres, which I know it's a bit, probably a bit too small to hold 3,000 litres, but it will do. Turn the mower off, raise the mower, unload, and just turn that off. Surprisingly how much room what seems like a small bit of grass takes. But as a mower unit, I really do like the look of that together. Very nice. And then we've got the smaller version, like I say, which is more a kind of just going along and collecting some sort of thing you might pick up the leaves in your garden with, that kind of thing as well. Same thing, acts like a loading wagon. So what I'll do is drop the mower deck, then swap to that, turn it on, and just see it spinning there. Don't really see that spinning. It's hard to see through the gap there. Drop it down. Now without the mower bit, it's just difficult to see. Let's just disconnect that. When you mow, it actually puts the grass out to the right because I haven't got the pipe that's picking up to the back section. But this will collect it. Whoa, this will collect it as we go from the right, so you don't have to drive over. So this will collect it, although the grass is being pushed out to the right. It will still pick it up to 890 litres, which again doesn't seem like a huge amount, but then when you unload it, it does seem like a huge amount. Is that there? And there we go. Like I say, I wanted to show all those bits on there because I just think as a pack it's absolutely brilliant. I really do like that. That's the John Deere X748 by JA Modding. Very cool. Which brings me on to, we're going to look at the Mad Personal Lighting last. We're on to Friday's mods. In front of me, we have got the Flail pallet fork and brush, 4.73 megabytes download. This by TCM. It's 2 slots for the fork, 3 slots for the brush. This is one of those brushes that will sweep up tracks and muck and stuff. If you go over the grass, it will return the grass back to its original state. I would be careful with that. You can have different configurations. This can be connected to telehandlers and things like that. You can have it set to fork, so that when you pick the fork up and go over to it, it will connect the two together. I then found getting it off of the fork again was a little bit tricky. But you can use the pallet fork independently and the brush if you want to. It's entirely up to you. Flail pallet fork and brush by TCM. Behind me, we've got the Metal Shed, 8.64 megabytes download, 19 slots on console. This by Camelos0397. You'll find that under Sheds. We're going to get onto that in a second because I want to show that. Actually, was there another one there? Oh, yeah. We've got the Free Flow pack. This by Matt26. This has got an 18-foot header, 5.63 megabytes download, 8 slots for the header, 4 slots for the header trailer. We can have that header as Massey Ferguson red, Fent green, or old Fent. Those are the options on that. Nicely detailed. It's a header, comes with its own header trailer. Works very nicely. That's by Matt26. We have got the barn with pigsty for pigs just here. That will hold 90 pigs, 6.21 megabytes download, 16 slots on console. It's by Bartson V3. It's under animal pens. So we have got a kind of barn parking area. There is lighting over there. We have got our... I didn't put any feeds in the end, did I? No. We've got a feed trigger just there. I meant to. Manure comes out there. Straw goes in there. It's a barn with a pig pen. Water goes around the back. Does what it needs to. We have got the Vaderstat Tempo. Now we've got the V8 V12 and the VPT V8 V12. The VPT adds this section on the top here with all the pipe work, which feeds your fertiliser, I think, in here. Is it seed first, then fertiliser, whichever way around it is. Now, these are, for all intents and purposes, identical planters. You'll find them under planters. 4.12 megabytes download. They're by Monter 1. 6 metres wide. You can have a smaller one. Is it 6 and 8? I've got to check. I wrote it down, and then now I'm second-guessing what I wrote. So the Tempo V and the Tempo VTPV. Now, I thought one just did seed and one did seed and fertilizer. Both of them say seed and fertilizer. The only difference is that little tower attachment, and that's actually removable and sellable. No, they're 6 meters wide, but you can change the actual thing. The beauty of these in the real world is you can change the width and spacing of these. I think within an hour, you can adjust everything on here. So depending on what you're planting, you can change the row widths on these very, very quickly. There's at the front, attach a short frame or long frame, which extends out a little bit. Capacity, we've got the V8 or the V12. So 8 row, 12 row. The capacity changes well, 696 litres, 1044 litres. And then the difference on that one, it's exactly the same. Attach a short frame and long frame, the 8 and the 12, but you've just got the tower there with all the hoses on it. And like I say, those can be sold separately. If we go into my garage, where are the ones that I've got leased? And I'll show you. They are separate. So you've got the Tempo V, they're both, for all intents and purposes, the same. And then you've got the Tempo VTPV Vertega. That's the tower bit. And you can actually sell that tower bit separately, but it comes all together with the VTPV. So they do the same thing. It doesn't make any difference. This will run, though, at 12 miles an hour. So it's quite a fast planter at 12 miles an hour. Very nicely made, very nicely detailed by Monteur 1, like those. What I'm going to linger over is this. Again, it's that kind of magpie thing. I like shiny things. You'll see why in just a second, why I liked it. But this is the MAN TGX Transporter. This by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. 16.63 megabytes download. 34 slots on console. Here's the transporter. This is really nicely detailed, really nicely made. There's some nice options on this. Couple of reasons why I focused on it. You'll find it under vehicles and trucks. TGX Transporter, 172 grand for the base model. Now, we can change the rim colour to anything on that palette, and there are quite a few to choose from. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. Again, loads to choose from. Now, as far as colours go for the main colour, if we go a bit further down, there are some metallics. So you've got the green 2 metallic. Gives you almost like a satin finish. And the design colour, again, a whole load on there. If you go down a bit further down, you've got metallic versions of. So you go for the more satiny metallic if you wish. We've then got the option of lizard, Nokian. Those are the two options. I think a lot of the HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau MAN vehicles have these options. We can have normal or back steering axle on both of those options. So whether it's Nokian or lizard, you can have a rear steering axle. You've got bull bar, yes, with light or no. We've got sun shield, small or large. We've got window shield, yes or no. License plate, yes or no. Beacon lights, yes. Warning bar, which is what I went for because I love the look of that, or no. Now we've got dynamic mount attacher. Now that will give you your locking script on the bed. Now often we found locking scripts aren't that great. I went for that. I'm going to show you that in a moment. But you can have a tension belt one. So if you want to carry other things other than just vehicles, you can go for tension belts. And if you've got anything that uses the tension belts to hold vehicles down, that can work. So if you want to go for a kind of more realistic approach, you can go for the tension belt version. We've then got the TGX 26640 or the 26880 at 880 horsepower for those larger vehicles. We've got the sun shield, can be plexiglass or the same colour plastic as the rest of the vehicle if you choose. Then we've got roof bar, yes, with lights or no. Then we've got flashlights, no or yes. I went for yes. It puts them in the front bull bar. You might just see in the shine there. You'll see in a moment. Let's hop in, start it up. Horn, proper horn, lights, then the rear work light, beacons, watch. Love it, absolutely love it. There's a flashing light in the back as well there. Those ones on the bull bars I just think are brilliant. See? Magpie. Interior, nicely detailed, MAN cab. I don't think this has got opening doors and windows. But what we do have, ramp up, L1 and X. Does that. Nice smooth animation, folds them up out of the way, lovely. When you put your beacons on, you can then see the beacon on the back there, no problem at all. Let's put that down. What we can also do, under L1 and right stick side to side, we can make those narrower or wider. So for those smaller vehicles, something with a narrow wheelbase, track, that works brilliantly, because often we get them and they're out like that. They're a lot narrower than this often. And if you try and put something smaller on, they kind of fall down the gap. I like that as an option. So L1 and right stick side to side, that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do is hop out. I'm going to grab this bigger beastie. I think I went for 880 horsepower. Put my teeth in. Put that on the back. Get that about level. Now I didn't go for the tension belt, so I went for the dynamic attacher. And unlike a few we've had, I'm going to put those on because I'm carrying a heavy load and because I think they look cool. You watch it not work now. So when I often do this as a test, I'll get a bit of speed up, then we'll jam the brakes on. Someone's run out in front of me in the road and I've got to jam brakes on. And watch what happens. Nothing. That tractor does not move. Under acceleration or heavy braking, the locking script on this is absolutely brilliant. Now obviously you can't turn at 50 mile an hour, it's going to roll over. But it's not bad, I'll be honest, it's pretty good. So for locking scripts, but if you want to go for the tension belt option because you want a little bit more realism or you want to strap pallets and things down on it, you absolutely can. But I'll be honest, of all the ones we've had recently, I like this a lot. Now that is it for the mods, so to speak. We have got the mad personal lighting that we're going to look at in just a moment. I'm going to skip through to the night. That's a week of mods. I don't think we've ever done mods that quickly. I know it hasn't been as detailed in a lot of them. I haven't been going in and showing you where they all are. I've been trying to say where you'll find them once you've got them. So what we'll do is skip through tonight and let's have a look at these torches, shall we? So from Thursday's mods, the mad personal lighting by Mantrid, you'll find under tools and miscellaneous, we have the option of night vision, flashlight or headlamp. Now this is supposed to be brighter than the standard in-game one. So if I put the standard in-game light on, that's that. Turn that off. Now to access these we use the tool control. So chainsaw, that is the night vision, which basically highlights anything that is a feature, a building, of whatever it is. In the daytime it will still work, but as the night vision goes, that's brilliant because it really does pick out everything. You're not going to bump into anything at all. That is your torch. Now that's not, I wouldn't say, I think it goes a little bit further. Let's just turn those off. Yeah, it definitely lights up a lot further than the standard in-game one. So if I do that again, night vision, that shines out a lot further. Then press it again and we've got the head torch, which gives you a much wider beam. You can see a lot better. Now, before anyone asks, if it crosses your mind like it crossed mine, I've been riding horses when I've been doing seasons and when I've been doing, not seasons, in the regular game. And either. And you've got to exercise them. And I've always said you need a horse with a headlight because if you forget to do them and it gets late and you need to go out on the horse to exercise it, you need to see. So I thought, hang on a minute, we've got a headlamp. I tried it. Unfortunately, you turn the headlamp on, as soon as you get on the horse, it turns off, which is a pity because I thought that would be absolutely brilliant. But they do light up a lot further. You'll find them under your, let's say, your chainsaw option. So pressing up on the D-pad, night vision, which I think it does add it's slightly creepy and a bit eerie and a little bit kind of okay, night vision, really? But it does give everything a very strange look, doesn't it? But very cool. Torch, head torch, and that's it. that's a week of mods. I think I've got it all in the time I was hoping to get it all into. Normal service will be resumed tomorrow. On Monday, I'll be doing the mod reviews as usual at a more standard pace, getting a lot more detail in, but I just wanted to cover a few of the things that came out last week. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.